Hello and welcome to My Two Cents, the show where I give my 2 cents on various topics. A few months ago, I listed 10 ways to fix Xenoverse 2. Since then, the second Xenoverse was released, to mixed reviews, with the common consensus being it's a bit too similar to the first game. However, in the midst of DBcember, I've decided to take a peek into the future and suggest 10 ways to fix the inevitable Xenoverse 3. Let's get into it with number 10. Alternate battle modes. While some alternate modes do exist in Xenoverse, with the most prominent example being the Gather the Dragon Ball missions, a good way for Xenoverse 3's parallel quest to feel fresher would be to introduce a handful of new battle modes. Modes featuring different objectives, more creative situations, and things that just feel like a different experience, rather than making parallel quests feel like a constant grind with only one or two truly unique missions scattered throughout. Number 9. More customization. Xenoverse has had a lot of fun customization options. However, the amount of depth could easily be increased by a couple of things. First off, let every clothing option be color customizable. It's something that would make better use of the assets you have, and also make everyone's character feel more individual, rather than everyone just running around in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta clothing. Second off, more options in terms of size and scale of your character. I know Xenoverse is never going to be on the forefront of character customization, but having more options other than just 3 heights doesn't seem like too much to ask. And finally, change up the combo strings or even let us switch out a few throws with our characters. Making combat itself customizable will really go a long way in making every experience feel unique, and also encouraging multiple playthroughs. Number 8. Simplify everything. Who the hell expected Xenoverse 2 to be complex? Between QQ bangs, Super Soul crafting, and the dumbass way you get Dragon Balls, it seems like a lot of Xenoverse is complex and overcrowded for no real reason. It's not that these systems are bad or unnecessary, hell, some of Xenoverse's best systems are hidden in the post-game. It's just having a more streamlined and clear experience will help make the game feel a lot more well-paced, and also will stop you from finding the best mechanics in your second playthrough. Number 7. New races. Sure, the 5 races we've got so far are series staples. However, having a few more options would be great for Xenoverse 3. Androids and demons are what jumps out as the best options for new races, but you could get crazy with it. Hell, may as well just say screw it and let us make a Kai or a God. As someone who loves doing multiple playthroughs of these games, I'd certainly love more options. Number 6. More tension. While the first Xenoverse story wasn't the greatest, it was a lot more memorable than the second, despite both games just being a straight Raditz Taboo recap. Something about the first Xenoverse felt different, and I think it's mostly because of the tone of the cutscenes. In the first game, every single mission was the biggest, most important event in history, and the entire world and the universe itself hung in the balance. It wasn't good writing or a good plot, but it was memorable because it made your actions feel super important, as every other character was running around being melodramatic. This is opposed to the second Xenoverse, where they spend the first half of the game making lame jokes and pointless banter between missions, and then the second half of the game actually trying to have tension. It seems like a very clear backward step for the series, as the first game felt like a better story, simply because it was more memorable. Even if it is melodramatic, it's better than it being nothing. Number 5. New antagonists. Let's look at the central antagonists from the first 2 Xenoverses. The first game we had Mera, Toa, and Demigra, and in the second we had Mera and Toa. Yay? Dragon Ball has had some colorful and incredible villains throughout the years, and these 2 have just been passable. They've never felt like real threats, and they only seem to exist to move the plot along. Some new characters would really liven up the series. It's not like DBZ games haven't introduced new antagonists in the past. Even if you don't want to go that route with introducing whole new characters, I think having an old Dragon Ball villain come back as a major antagonist would be better than a weak original villain. Number 4. Talking protagonists. I made this point in my first 10 ways to fix video, but a more interactable protagonist would really help this franchise. Even if it's just him agreeing with Trunks barking orders into his ear, or throwing in a line or two every couple of cutscenes. I've got a couple of things on this list that will make playthroughs more unique, more customization options, and more options in terms of braces. However, this will really pull the whole thing together and make your character feel like your own. Number 3. More characters. Xenoverse 2 pushed a handful of new movie characters, such as Cooler, Turles, and Lord Schlock. For Xenoverse 3, an expansion in characters should be a big focus. The Dragon Ball lore is vast and filled with colorful characters to bring into the fold. There's a lot of movie villains who haven't been explored yet, and characters from the main series that they just haven't touched. And hey, there's always the OG Dragon Ball characters they seem to just not want to touch. Number 2. Better story twists. There was one good twist in Xenoverse 2. Cooler showing up on Namek. It was unexpected, welcome, and made sense in the world of the game. Other than that, the story felt like the weakest element of Xenoverse 2. Between the lack of tension, lack of decent twists, the missions that were just straight up rehashes of the first game, Xenoverse 2's story needed a lot of work. You've got an entire mythos of characters and tropes to pull from, and with the plot of both time travel and parallel universes both firmly established in this game's canon, your possibilities are endless, so get creative with it. Now on to number 1! Use your other characters. Look at this roster. Look at it. Now, be honest with me. How many of these characters have you actually used? 1. Your created character. That's it. Xenoverse has an amazing spectrum of characters, each with their own attacks and combo strings. Let's use them. Just throw us another story mode where we go through Raditz to Boo playing as the main characters rather than our custom character. It just seems like a waste to have so many character options and no real incentive to use them. How about we keep the Raditz to Boo stuff here and go crazy with parallel possibilities in the custom character story? The reason this gets the top spot is it's an easy thing, and it just seems like such a waste to not use these characters in a bigger way in Xenoverse 3. Xenoverse 2 did a lot to expand in the game series. However, it didn't take it far enough, and a few cut corners here and there really held it back. It was a few steps forward and a few steps back, and it's hard to tell which game is even better. Xenoverse 3 needs to take leaps forward in every department. As someone who enjoys these games despite their numerous flaws, I really hope Xenoverse 3 is incredible, so I stop just playing these games and start enjoying them. I'm Glasgow 101, and that's my 2 cents on how to fix Xenoverse 3.